Hey gamers, it's Kristin and I have a video for you. My videos are real sporadic these days, but it's okay. I've been trying to shoot this video for almost a week. I laid everything out on Tuesday and today is Sunday. But that's all right, we're just gonna get to it. First of all, because I know I will get lots of questions, the top that I'm wearing, I bought a couple of years ago at Maurice's. So I can't help you out with that, but every time I wear this, I get a lot of questions. So we're just gonna lead with that. Okay. So here's what I have for you guys today. This is a use it up video. If you have not been around my channel very long, or if you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is something that I do every year in some form or version. The last couple of years I've been doing the, like this year's use up 20 items in 2020 or more. I always keep track on my little notebook here of what I'm using up, what I've used up. So let's just kind of jump in. We'll see, I go over the list and tell you where I'm at within it. Am I doing well? Am I not doing well? That sort of thing. And I generally sometimes I throw a little review in here and there. It's not what the point of the video is, but I can't help myself sometimes. So the very first thing on here is the Tarte liner. I'm working through them, a bunch of these Tarte Skinny Smolderized liners. They don't make them anymore, but I absolutely love them. They're creamy. They generally stay put, they stay put on your upper and lower lash line. On your waterline, not so much, but it's a very pretty color. I have two of them in here, and one of them I love, and that one it's gray. I just don't wear a lot of gray, so I need to make a more concerted effort. That one will probably pop back into rotation more in the fall. I just don't wear a lot of grays in the summer, I guess. Okay, next is the first product that I have used up, and it in my list anyway, that is the Born This Way concealer. I ended up liking this. I just wasn't sure exactly. First I didn't, then I did, then I didn't, but I did end up liking it. I did take the stopper out. I have used every little bit of that. And I don't know. I was going to tell you what the shade I'm in, but it's wiped off of here. I want to say it was Pearl, but I apologize. I don't know for sure in case you're curious. All right. The next thing is the YSL Stick Foundation. So you can see how much I have used of that. I put this to the back burner. I will go back to this once I use up what I'm currently working through. So that's how much is left. All right. I had to have a slight pause because everything, my notebook was standing up there so I could read it, and it fell forward and pushed everything off. It's fine. So this I find a touch drying, and so in the winter it did not work so well for me. So my goal is to use it up this summer, but like I said, I'm working through some other ones first, and then it's next. Next is the Fenty foundation. I had this in my travel, and so it was getting used up quite quickly, and then I stopped traveling in March, like we all did. So this is where I'm at with it. I do like it. I have a review on this, and I will link that below for you if you are curious. Next thing is the Charlotte Tilbury Seduction Gloss. I had purchased a backup, and there you can kind of see right there. That's how much of that I have left. I will tell you this. Don't take your stopper out too soon. I'm going to take my stopper out, and it was too soon. It was too soon. So be patient in the taking out of your stopper. But I am working through that. I am doing very well. And like I said, you can see where I'm at. Next product, I used this one up. So this is the second that I've used up, is the Smashbox Eye Primer. I did end up really liking this, I gotta say, but use that up completely. I really have to stop giving you reviews. I've given all of these reviews in my Empties videos as I use things up and have, that's the point of my Empties video. So I will link my current playlist for this year below for you. Okay, next thing, this is part of why I do these updates, is because I had totally forgotten I had put this on my list. I am using something, but I just had forgotten I put this on my list. And this is the Estee Lauder, I'm trying to get it all, Double Wear Mineral Rich Loose Powder Makeup. It's about right there. It's about half. And I will go back to this. Again, this is something I was saving for the summer because I feel like it's a touch drying, but I'm using up another one here that I'll show you in a second. The Trish McEvoy Brown Liner. I'm always trying to work through a brown and a black liner. Currently, I don't have a neutral brown. I'm using a different one, but anyway, I did use that up completely. So that is the third product that I used up. And next is a foundation. I did a review on this. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear Foundation. I used that completely up. I'm sure you can see in there. I opened it up. I got every bit that I could out of there. I really do like that, by the way. And then I used up a Becca primer that was also on my list. This is my favorite primer, by the way, but I wanted to use it up and then start using up some other primers, which I have been doing. This next one is, it's called a Glassy Skin Balm. It's by Touch and Soul. It's just called Glassy. It looks like this. And I used this as a primer. It was very nice. It was moisturizing and had a little bit of a glow to it. It was very nice. So I used that up. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 so far. And the next on my list, I'm just trying to make sure I'm keeping in order, is this MAC bronzer. It's Aphrodite Shell. I've gone through one of these already. And then my friend Kristin from Kristin321, she sent me hers because she didn't like it. I was traveling with this. I broke the cap. It's a whole thing. But I am making great progress on that. So slowly but surely making some progress there. And next is the Japanesque blush. And if you guys watch my lives, you know how much I mean business about my powder products. I will scrape absolutely every single corner and use it up, and I did use that up completely. I really loved this blush. There are 2 blushes that I've used up so far, and I'm sad about both of them because I really do like them. This was the Velvet Touch Blush in the shade 02, in case you're curious. So the powder foundation I'm currently working through, and I kind of stopped using the Estee Lauder to work through this, is the Clé de Peau powder foundation. And this, it just is, I feel the need to wipe the mirror because it looks, I mean, a touch disgusting. Let's, we're keeping it real here. I'm not going to show you it, but it looks disgusting. There you go. Anyway, I really like this. It's got nice coverage. It gives kind of this velvety finish. It's lovely. It's super expensive. It was one of those things that I bought on a whim when I was shopping with friends, back when people did that. And I really like it. It's a lovely powder foundation. And I just wanted to make sure that I used it before it would lose that creaminess. I don't know for sure that it's going to lose the creaminess, but I just really wanted to make sure that it didn't. So, because it was so expensive. So I switched out the Mineral Rich and am using that, and then I will go back to the other. There's the explanation on that. Next is, I seem to be missing one of them. I must have knocked it on the ground. But anyway, next is the Sunstone Bronze, another Tarte Skinny Smolderized liner. This is one of my favorite shades of life. It works, this shade, if you have this in your collection, it pairs so well with the Lorac Unzipped palette. It also pairs really well, I think, with, anyway, those kind of warm, really delightful palettes. That is that. Now, when I knocked this off, I must have lost one of these underneath, but I'm just keeping track of how many black liners I go through. I'm only counting it as one, but I have 2 of these that I have worked through already. And this is the Essence Extreme Lasting. Hold on, I have to look at the actual name. You guys have heard me talk about this 100 times. Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil, and it's in the shade Black Love. It's just the best. Stays in the waterline better than anything else that I've ever used anyway. Love that. So I've gone through 2 of those already, so I have 2 check marks, but I'm just counting it as 1. Next, I was working through this powder foundation in my travel, and then I moved it into here and used it up when I stopped traveling. And this is the Camp Cosmetics. Before they went out of business, I bought a couple of these, and I used all of that powder foundation. So that one is complete. And the Wander Beauty Brow Pencil was on my list, and I did use that all up. I do have a backup of this already, too. Put that over here. And then, as you guys know, I was working through all of my, linen colored shadows. When I put my primer on, I'll put it on my eyes, then I put a painterly paint pot on my eyes, and then I put just a wash of something that's close to my skin tone over the top of it, just to give a nice, even blending surface, and, just helps clear it out. Anyway, it gives me a nice canvas. And so the one I was working through was Catrice Bring Me Frosted Cake. So I've worked through that, and I've moved on to my Wet n Wild Brulee right now, which I'm already showing a lot of pan there. And so that one has a check mark. And then number 20 and 21 on my list were the two foundations that I'm currently working through. If you watch my lives on Instagram at all, which I do almost daily, not quite, but a lot, just because I like hanging out with you guys and it's fun for me. It's two foundations. This is the Lancome Regenerate Lift makeup. This one is in the shade 110. It's a touch light for me, and also it's a touch drying, interestingly enough. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation is a very nice consistency. It's not, I don't find it drying at all, but I purchased it in the shade 4 Fair, and it's too dark for me. So I'm just blending those two together, and that's what I'm currently wearing on my face right now. All right. Next is the e.l.f. concealer, or excuse me, not the e.l.f., the Eve Pearl concealer. And I agreed to work through half of this, and I did. I'm not working through this side. This side doesn't match very well. It's more of a corrector. This is more of the concealer, and I just don't need the corrector, so it doesn't work for me. So I use this, and I'm counting it kind of as a half. Right now, I don't really know what the best way to do that is. And then lastly is the Wet n Wild Rose Champagne, and I used this up today. So it is completely gone. This is the last application of it. I'm very sad because I did really like this, but it's all right. I have other blushes that I can use in my collection. So I'm sure I will add some more things in as I'm going here. There are 13 items that I've used up so far, and I wanted to use up 20 in 2020, and my list has 23 items on it so far. So I feel like there's a good chance that I'm gonna hit my goal. So I'm curious, what are you guys using up? How are you doing? Did you have a list like I did of 20 items and then add to it because you've worked through some, or what? I'm just curious. I would love to know how you guys are doing. Are you shopping your stash? Are you COVID shopping? What's happening? I do actually, speaking of, I have a haul to shoot for you, but it's not a lot. It's just a little bit. I have not been doing very much COVID shopping. I have pretty much been shopping my stash or getting stuff from Red Aspen, because that's my current love right now. So on my face today is, like I said, the combination of that foundation with the Clé de Peau over the top of it, Wet n Wild Champagne. And so I think the only thing that I didn't talk about is my eyes. I have the Becca Ombre Nudes on my eyes. I also have Bliss from the Fulfilled palette, the Red Aspen Fulfilled palette here. I have that on my lids. And then underneath my eyes, I use the Estee, I have it over here so that it would not be in my way. I have the Estee Lauder Emerald Volt eyeliner beneath my lower lash line. And then just to kick it up a little bit, I used the Estee Lauder Untamed Teal, the teal from that palette. And then on my lips today, I have the Red Aspen lip liner and liquid lip in pink petunia. So that's what's going on my lips today. All right, I think that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and in everything that you do and say, be beautiful. Bye.